very good at trying to stay out of New York City business and not tell me how to do mine, and I won't tell him how to do his. Yes,
Anything
sir.
else?
I have a local issue.
That's good.
Last month, you said that you thought the council's decision to restore the money for the fire companies was the right move.
Yep.
I'm curious, looking forward, do you anticipate that the companies will be on the job?
No idea. The way the fire department works is fundamentally, if you want to cut back, you have to close companies because the union contract has minimum manning. And so if we have less money to spend, we're going to have fewer, and you can fill in every single agency throughout the city. When you get down to a 5-person agency, no, you don't cut somebody. Going to a 5 to 4 is a 20% cut. No agency could survive that. We're not talking about going from down 20% in any of the big agencies. You go down 1 or 2%. Can they function at 1 or 2%? They're going to have to. That's the job of the commissioner, to find ways to do that. And I don't want to predict, but you can't rule out anything. I mean, it would be irresponsible to commit yourself down the road to doing something when you don't know what the world's going to look like. My job is to keep the city safe and clean and growing, and I think we can do that. And the ways to do that is to make sure that we do what we can do, everything we can do, honestly and efficiently and focused. And that's why I've brought in some new people that I think can ask the questions that those of us that have been there for 8 years know the answers to, except that maybe they're wrong. Maybe we're wrong. But yes, sir.
Just a follow-up to that, the budget notwithstanding, do you think that the fire department is too big? Do you think that the city can't sustain that size of an agency?
The best thing in the world would be to have a fire engine parked outside of every single building in the city. That's one extreme, okay? We can't afford that. And the worst thing would be to have no fire engines. And what we have to have is something between those two extremes. And it's one of these things, you can never have too much, but I can tell you we can't afford too much. And the question, that's my job, is to figure out how much. And you're always going to have tragedies, there's no question about that. And there'll always be somebody that says, if you'd only had more and paid us better and that sort of thing, that tragedy wouldn't have survived. Those days are gone. The public does not want to spend more money. They don't have, or they don't want to spend their own money. And we're not going to get money from elsewhere. I think that is clear. And you're focusing on the wrong thing. Fire department is just one of the agencies. There's lots of agencies in the city, and I don't know what it's going to be. I can tell you this year we responsibly balanced our budget on time, and we've maintained the key services, and I'm very proud of what we did, and the administration and the city council together. But what is also clear is next year is going to be a bear, as they say, and we are taking actions right now to start addressing those problems. We're not going to wait. And we're not going to get bailed out by some Hail Mary pass. I think that's clear. And whatever happens to us, it's going to happen to the state many times over. And unfortunately, when something bad happens to the state, the ways that they get out of the problem is to shift the burden to us. So I'm not just worried about the money that doesn't come to us. I'm worried about the money that doesn't come to the state, because in the end, it's the city that bears the burden. This young lady here has a question. Well, you're welcome. You are so nice. I was more happy to answer you and call on you than any of these guys. This guy has something to say. He's a little bit older than you do.
Will you be able to come in and track this?
Well, I mean, if you're willing to be embarrassed, I'd be happy to run against you. When you get to be my age, you're pretty fast. No. So you can rest assured, when this is done in 2012, I will be there at the ribbon cutting. And I am probably also will have to run around the track once or twice just to show that I can do it. I can't let these young whippersnappers embarrass me. So anyways, good day. Did you have a question, mister?
Yeah, I have a question. I don't know if you've seen it, but what's your response to that new video called Staten Island Girls and how it represents the Staten Island?
I didn't see the video. I have no idea what you're talking about. So I can't have a response. Plus or minus. Thank you very much, everybody.